Shalom, giving all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, double honors to the apostles, bishops, elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to you, hopefully elect. All right, for those that don't know, Yahweh is the name of who the world ignorantly calls God. All things are done in the name of his only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, which that is the name of who the world ignorantly calls Jesus. All right, and contrary to popular belief, you know, so-called white man with blue eyes and long stringy hair is not coming back to save everyone. You know, only a select few. You know, and on that same note, you know, Yahweh Shai, he's coming back to wreak havoc. He's coming to redeem his elect, you know, and avenge. All right. Again, a popular, contrary to popular belief, you know, again, Yahweh Shai, you know, everyone's been taught that, you know, this so-called white guy, you know, is coming back to give hugs and kisses. All right, even though the whole world is indulging in wickedness, you know, and sin, and supposedly the Lord is coming back to give hugs and kisses to everyone. No, man, you know, and through the Spirit of the Lord, you know, that is the job of the prophets to herald. We are heralds to the King. The King is coming. You know, the King is coming, and he's coming on business. You know, the Lord's he's not playing around, man. You know, everything that we see going on in the world right now is all leading up to the second coming of who they call Jesus. But again, like I said, you know, so-called white boys not coming back to save everyone. You know, it's Yahweh Shai, the King. He's coming, and this is why, just through the Spirit, it was on my mind for a few days to touch on this, to do this, dealing with why, or it's encouraged for you Israelites, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians to not join the military, or if you're in the military, by all means, any means necessary, just some strong encouragement to get out. All right. To get out while you can. And why is it encouraged for Israelites to not join the military or to get out if you're already in the military? Because what you don't understand is, you know, long story short, you'll be sent over there to fight against Yahweh Shai. You know, believe it or not, you know, you want to be sent over there to fight against Yahweh Shai. This is what we see everything with World War III news. All right, you know, one thing is going to lead to another, and like I said, you know, long story short, those nations, all the nations are going to be gathered over there in a so-called Middle East, right? When we get this in Joel, that's where all roads are leading to. All right. Because this thing, it's not going to ease up, you know. The Lord's not going to let up on prophecy, you know. It might not happen today, it might not happen next week, but eventually, you know, it will happen. World War III will take place. All right. And again, it will behoove you Israelites to not join the military, or to get out if you're already in the military, to get out what you know, by whatever means necessary. All right, because you will be sent over there. It will be a one-way ticket. You're not coming back. If you get sent over there to the Middle East, the so-called Middle East, you're not coming back home, or you're not coming back on this side. You will be born again through one of the loins of the elect. All right. But let me get this in Joel. Matter of fact, let me get this in Joel 2. Joel 2:11. And the Lord shall utter his voice before his army, for his camp is very great, for he is strong that executeth his word. For the day of the Lord is great and very terrible, and who can abide it? Because again, Yahushua is coming back with such great destruction, such great devastation. You know, let me get this. Because like I just said, who's going to be able to abide in the day of the Lord, you know? And only the elect will be saved. Only the elect will obtain that salvation. 1 Peter 4 and verse 18. And if the righteous scarcely be saved, where shall the ungodly and the sinner appear? All right, because going back to that Joel 2, when you read up, or when you read the whole chapter, going into the ICBM missiles that are going to be shot, height of World War III, you know, the peak of World War III when those missiles get shot. All right, and as those missiles are coming down, you know, Lord willing, we're that number, you know, the hopeful elect, you know, we're going to be here. All right, we're going to be here when this happens, when this takes place. And it's not going to be it's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be pleasant, man. It's going to be scary, to say the least. But however it happens, the elect will get delivered. All right, that's why I read that. It said, because it said this, the righteous shall scarcely be saved. The righteous shall scarcely be saved. You know, the elect are barely going to get out, are barely going to escape, because you might be 100 feet from a ICBM missile, you know, touching down exactly where you're at. You might be 100 feet from a missile, man, and then you get saved. You know, you get beamed up. You know, but to everyone else that's left, hey, weeping and gnashing of teeth, because you best believe when it rained for the first time during that flood, you know, it was something that was unprecedented, because we know that at that time it had never rained before. So that was something that was unprecedented. So when it started raining, you could just imagine the fear of those people, you know. And just how much more now, you know, hundreds of thousands of missiles that's coming down, man. Just and so much that the sun is going to be blocked out, the skies are going to be covered, it's going to become dark, you know, the daytime's going to turn to night. You know, and that's just something that, again, like going back to the flood when it started raining, it's something that never happened before. Well, how much more now? All those missiles coming down, and it's just going to be an event that we've never seen before. The world has never seen before. You know, but nevertheless, this is going to take place in the height of World War III, at the peak of World War III. Those missiles are going to be shut off, and this is what's going to usher in the second coming of who the world ignorantly calls Jesus. All right, and I'm gonna tell you, because like I've said, and I'm gonna keep saying, you know, when it, you know, to reiterate the point, because the hell with Jesus, you know. Every time I say that name, I try to make it a point to say the hell with Jesus, man. Fuck Jesus, because Jesus ain't do a damn thing for anyone. Well, we ain't do a damn thing for none of you Israelites other than keep you dumbed down and docile, man. So the hell with Jesus. In fact, when those missiles get shot, all right, Jesus is going to hide in the bunker, because Jesus is an idol. All right, he is a physical man walking on the earth today. So he's going in those bunkers. You know, Jesus is going to need saving. You know, and he will be preserved, and all the rest of these elites, top elites, man, they're going to be preserved just to be the first fruits of slavery. You know, so the Lord is going to allow them to be preserved, right, just for slavery, to be the first batches of slavery. But I'm gonna go to this in Isaiah 34. I'm gonna start at 1. Come near, you nations, to hear, and hearken, my people. Hearken, ye people, let the earth hear, and all that is therein. Um, the Lord, He does have a message for all nations. You try to tell these itty bitty ass kids last night that try to come up to the camp, man, thinking that they know something, and little kids, man, came up to the camp. Because of course, that Jesus use, man, that Jesus nonsense. Jesus is for all people, and quite frankly, Jesus is for all people. But the hell with Jesus, all right? Yahushua is not for all people, all right? Yahushua is coming back to conquer, to divide, all right? But nevertheless, there is a message for everyone, all right? All nations. Now, concerning salvation, that's only for the Israelites and only the elect of the nation of Israel, and that's concerning salvation. But nevertheless, there is a message for all nations, all right? So this is the message, verse 2. For the indignation of the Lord is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies. He hath utterly destroyed them. He hath devoured. He had delivered them to the slaughter. So you see, because I'm going to go to that Joel 3. This is what, again, when it comes to the talks of World War 3, all right. All in all, long story short, Yahweh Shema Shai is going to gather all the nations over there to the so-called Middle East, and they're going to get their the Lord has a bone to pick because of what they did to the Lord's chosen people. All right. Verse 3 says, their slain also shall be cast out, and their stink shall come up out of their carcasses, and the mountains shall be melted with their blood, and all the host of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll. And you see, use your imagination, as far as the, what we see on TVs and movies and stuff like that, that's not going to do justice. That won't do justice. And that's why, again, we have to be here to see this, to be a first-hand witness to it, the righteous and the wicked. Everyone's going to see this, the heavens being rolled together as a scroll, the mushroom clouds, right? It says, as the leaf falleth off from the vine, and as a falling fig from the fig tree, right? Figs falling from a fig tree, figs, it's a hard, substance. So when it falls off the tree, off the leaf, and it hits the ground with a force, it hits the ground with a thud, a force. Because that's going to be likened unto those missiles. They're going to hit the ground with such force it's going to cause the earth to shake. Scripture talk about that great earthquake, right? Verse 5. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea and upon the people of my curse to judgment. So, again, Yahushua is coming back to judge the nations. Starting with Esau, Edom first and foremost, and that's the thing. That's the point, because a lot of Israelites, fighting hand in hand with Esau, joining hand in hand with Esau, fighting Esau's military, and that's why, again, strong encouragement for a lot of Israelites, of course, seek a better life and, the benefits and things of that nature. But, just got faith in Yahweh Shema Shai, because the scriptures say he loads us with daily benefits. The Lord gives us everything that we need that's sufficient for us on a day-to-day basis. So, yeah, man, Jake, gotta get out of the military, man. Get out of that. If you're already in the military, hey, get out. You got Jake thinking about signing up for the military, right? Don't do it. Don't do it. We'll go to that Joel 3. Joel 3:1. For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, all 12 tribes, we were split as a nation, into two kingdoms, the northern and the southern kingdom, you know, Judah, Jerusalem, you know. Um, but through Yahushua, the nation, the tribes are coming back together, you know, in and under Yahushua. It says, I also will gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. And you can read on in this chapter, you know, again, because Yahushua has a bone to pick with all these nations. So when you go into these, when you pretty much read the whole chapter, you know, it goes into, like I said, the bone that the Lord has to pick with these nations, you know, how they sold us and traded us, you know, and things of that nature. Well, that's why the Lord's gathering these nations up. And all in all, he's going to bring them over there to the valley of decision, you know, Yahushua, the so-called Middle East, the Levant region. All right, because that's where World War III will be fought mainly, you know, and that's where Yahushua is going to come. And hey, to you Israelites that are thinking about joining the military, in the military, like I said, it's going to be a one-way ticket. So like I said, that's why it's just on my spirit to do this. You know, it's been on my spirit, you know. Just some encouraging words, you know. It's just some encouragement, some strong behoovement. Because, you know, Jacob's going to do what they want to do. But I'm going to go to this, Revelation 19. Revelation 19. Just to get to the point. You can really start at verse 11. But I'm going to just get to the point. Matter of fact, Revelation 19 and 15. And out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword, that with it he shall smite the nations. And he shall rule them with a rod of iron. And he treadeth the winepress of the fierceness and wrath of the almighty power. Because Yahushua is coming in the likeness of the Heavenly Father. Because Yahweh is not coming directly himself. He's sending his son. All right. It says, verse 16, and he hath on his vesture and on his thigh a name written, King of Kings and Lord of Lords, which certain camps are uses to say that we don't know the name of the Lord, but that's just going into his rank. All right. It says, and I saw an angel standing in the sun, and he cried with a loud voice, saying to all the fowls that fly in the midst of heaven, come and gather yourselves together unto the supper of the great power. And why is that? Because there's going to be a lot of bloodshed when Yahushua comes and he gets busy. All right, birds are going to have a feast, you know. And to you Israelites in the military, fighting for Esau's military, you're going to be a part of this feast that the birds are going to be partaking in, you know, if you go over there. All right, or any part, you know, because it's not going to be just the, you know, so-called Middle East, but, you know, because we know there will be a mandatory draft, you know, so the military will be dispatched throughout, you know, different places, but mainly for that, you know, that so-called Middle East area. All right. Verse 18, that ye may eat the flesh of kings and the flesh of captains and the flesh of mighty men and the flesh of horses and of them that sit on them and the flesh of all men, both free and bonds, both small and great. Verse 19, and I saw the beasts and the kings of the earth and their armies gathered together to make war against him that sat on the horse and against his army. So this is the point again. All these militaries, all these armies are going to be gathered together. First they're going to fight each other. All right, they're going to fight against one another, but then surprise, Yahushua is going to come, because again, this is going to take place in the height of World War III, the peak of World War III, when those missiles get shut off. All right, that's when Yahushua is going to come, and these nations, they're going to stop fighting one another, and then they're going to turn and fight against Yahushua. So that's why I'm gonna go to 2 Esdras 13, because, you know, just to make the point again, Israelites are going to be a part of this. Israelites are going to be fighting in these, in these, you know, in these different armies. That's why, again, it's encouragement to get out if you're already in, or if you're thinking about it. Hey, just some strong encouragement. Don't do it, because you're going to be sent over there to fight against Yahweh Shai. Because yes, in World War III, these nations will fight one another. All right, eventually they're going to stop fighting one another, and they're going to turn and they're going to try to fight Yahweh Shai. So 2 Kings 13. I mean, of course, the whole chapter is good. 2 Kings 13. I'm started 3. And I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. And when he turned his countenance to look, all things trembled that were seen under him. You know, you got to use your imagination, you know, because Yahweh Shai, listen, all the talking is being done now. All right, when Yahweh Shai comes, he's not doing no talking. You know, he's just going to get straight to business. You know, so just imagine that, just that look that Yahweh Shai is gonna, because this is a day that the Lord has been meditating on. As a matter of fact, let me get that. This is Zephaniah 3 and 8. Therefore wait ye upon me, saith the Lord. All right, talking, you know, to the hopefully elect. All right, talking to us, because we can't take matters into our own hands. You know, listen, as much as tired and fed up and frustrated as we are and whatnot, you know, no one wants it more than Yahweh Shai. All right, and he has to get his first. All right, so we have to wait on Yahweh Shai, and believe you me, Yahweh Shai is waiting. All right, believe you and me, Yahweh Shai can't wait to get the okay, the green light from the Heavenly Father. Yahweh Shai can't wait. It says, until the day that I rise up to the prey, for my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them mine indignation, even all my fierce anger, for all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. So you see, man, and you Israelites thinking about joining the military or already in the military, consider this, because you're going to be a part of the reason why the Lord comes back pissed the hell off. You're going to be a part of the reason. You know, because going back to 2 Kings 13 and 4, and whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burnt that heard his voice, like as the earth faileth when it feeleth the fire. And you know, we got a good depiction of this, just to show you how Esau, he knows the scriptures. You know, Independence Day, right? Because the scriptures do describe the chariot unfolding from the clouds. You know, they show you a good depiction of that in Independence Day, right? And then they showed the massive or so-called UFO hovering over certain you know, monuments, you know, important American figures like the White House, and usher out that beam, that laser beam. You know, because again, Yahweh Shai, he ain't coming back to talk. He's not coming back to reason. The Lord's doing all the talking now. So when Yahweh Shai comes, hey, it's going to be straight business. All right. Verse 5. And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of the heaven, to subdue the man that came out of the sea. Talking about the heavens. All right, the Shemayim. You know, Yahweh Shai is coming from the so-called outer space. From, you know, because it's nothing but water up there. You know, so the coming, you know, when he talks about that sea, Yahweh Shai is coming from so-called outer space, entering into Earth's atmosphere, coming to invade the Earth. This is this is going to be a sight that's going to be like no other, man. Just the sight of this alone is going to, people are literally going to have heart attacks, cardiac arrest. People's hearts just literally going to stop beating, man. This is going to be so terrifying. Just the sight of this alone, you know. I'm gonna jump down to verse 8. It says, and after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, and yet durst fight, because the Lord's going to put the spirit on them to fight, to show you that there's no free will, you know. Because like I just said, the sight of this alone is enough to, hey, you know what, fuck that. Just the sight of this alone, you know, people are gonna be tapping out, but the Lord's gonna be like, nah, man, you know, let's tangle, let's get busy. You best believe, because it's cold, you know. Esau, he's preparing for a fight. This is why, you know, he has all his advancements in technology, his weapons and whatnot. Esau knows Yahushua is coming, believe it or not. This is why they have their Hubble telescopes. They're out there looking in the heavens, you know. They're looking, they're watching, they're preparing, they're planning, they're preparing for this fight. But it's easier said than done. When Yahushua comes, hey, they're not gonna want to fight, you know. It's cold. They're preparing for a fight, but they're not gonna want to fight. But it's gonna be too late. The Lord's gonna put the spirit on them to fight. All right. And all these militaries, like I said, you know, when they fighting each other, they're gonna stop fighting one another and they're gonna team up, so to say, and try to fight Yahushua. Right. So verse 9, it says, and lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lift up his hand nor held sword nor any instrument of war. Because again, Yahushua, he's not talking. He's doing all the talking now. All right, Yahushua ain't doing no talking when he comes. It says verse 10, and only I saw that he sent out of his mouth as it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests. So like I said, the depiction on Independence Day, all right, you had the so-called UFO hovering, and then, you know, that blast, all right, the beam, the laser from the beam, you know. Verse 11, and they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude, which was prepared to fight, and burnt them up every one, so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid, because like I said, the elect, they're going to see this, you know. They're going to see this. You know, again, we all have to be a witness to this, man. The righteous and the wicked, you know. So the elect are going to see this, man, and it's going to be crazy. And that's why we're just trying to be found in the Lord's good grace, man. Listen, I always said we don't want no smoke, man. Lord willing, we don't want no smoke, man. You know. There was another precept. It's on the tip of my tongue. It's on the tip of my tongue. Because like I said, Yahushua, the nations, they're going to be fighting one another. And then when Yahushua comes, they're going to stop fighting each other. And they're going to fight, or they're going to try to fight Yahushua, even though they're not going to want to, but he's going to make them. And there's a precept, I do believe, that says that. Yeah, I can't find it. It's on the tip of my tongue though. But yeah, man, just to recap, you know, again, just some strong encouragement, strong behoovement to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians thinking about joining the military, Esau's military, all right, or already in the military. It would behoove you to get out, you know, and stay away. Because hell, the Lord has a military. Join the Lord's army. All right, right? I'm gonna end off on that. Let me get this. Let me get this. Be a soldier for Hamashiach, right? Join the Lord's army. Hey, the Lord has a space force. He has the Marines. He has his foot soldiers. Because the armies of Yahweh B'Shem Shah are going to invade this world. It talks about the Lord's army and against Esau's armies. Yahweh Shah is coming with his air force, the chariots, right? Yahweh Shah, he has his Marines. He has the Leviathans down there. There's more than one Leviathan. The Lord has his foot soldiers. All right. Jeremiah 16:16. Join the Lord's army. Right? Ezekiel 7. Verse 14. They have blown the trumpet, even to make all ready. But none goeth to the battle, for my wrath is upon all the multitude thereof. So you see, man, the Lord is calling for soldiers, man. Yahweh Shai is recruiting for his army. So if anything, join Yahweh Shai's army, man. Join Yahweh Shai's military. But that's it. That's all I had. Lord, one of this was edifying. All praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. Shalom to you, hopefully, let.